Hey there, Streakers. Welcome to the Streakin Podcast. I'm Jeff Downs, your host for the podcast. Jamie joins me from time to time. Just me today. I wanted to talk with you a little bit about the year in review. As we draw closer to the end of the year, I've been thinking about where streaking has been and where it's going to go and why and what it is that's important about streaking, not only in my life, but I'd like to offer some thoughts about why streaking might be important in yours as well. So without further ado, let's start streaking. What is streaking and why should you do it?
Streaking is how you set up personal winning streaks. Look at who you want to be and what you need to do to become that person. This is streaking.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Jamie.
And we are streakers. Through 30 years of marriage and 7 children, we have learned the power of consecutive consistency or streaking.
To start streaking is simple. You just follow these 3 laws. Make it laughably simple, keep a record, and join the streaking community.
Streaking is your hidden superpower. With it, you will consistently progress and grow in whatever area of life you want.
In this podcast, Jeff and I will share all the fun, exciting, serious, solemn, wonderful parts of family, spiritual, professional, and personal life, and how streaking powers it all.
So join us in the conversation, join the movement, and start streaking today. Looking back at the beginning of this year, February is when we released the version of the streaking app that you have on your phone today. If you don't have it on your mobile device today, go out there, download it at the Apple App Store or at Google Play. When we released it in February, we started to make a concerted effort to advertise and let people know that the streaking app was out there. To date, we have just over 21,000 registered users. Now, in the world of apps, that's a small number, but in our world, that's a big number. 21,000 registered users who have downloaded the streaking app and started streaking in their life. One of the things that I do when people download the streaking app, all right, when they get to the app, is I send out a letter that, because they have to register with their email, that gives us the opportunity to send to them a letter welcoming them to the streaking app. And I just wanted to read really quick what I send and what that letter is. And the reason I want to read this is there's just some information in this that will take us back as far as the year in review that I want to discuss with you. So as we look at this, sorry, I'm pulling it up right now. Let's go ahead and look at this particular email, if I can find it. There it is. Okay. All righty. It's congratulations. The subject line is congratulations on starting your streaking journey. So congratulations on starting your streaking journey. And then the email reads like this. Hello, fellow streaker. Jamie and I have been streaking for 8 years, and it has changed our life in amazing and wonderful ways. What we have discovered is that streaking is the way to become who you want to be. And by downloading the Streaky app, you are one step closer to the ultimate you. Now, I'm going to stop right there. That's 2 sentences into this. And just let you know that one of the reasons that we came up with, and came up with is a strong word because it's a whole group of people that came up with the streaking app. We started the streaking methodology because we wanted something in our life that gave us a definite measure of, are we progressing to become who we want to be through our daily actions? Prior to this, I didn't have that measure. And by the way, the measure is just one thing. There's obviously several things that come about in regards to streaking, this being one of them, a measure that says, for example, Laurel would usually say, there's no measure to know if you're being more kind. And that's true. Being kind is a state of being, someone who I want to become. There are so many articles that are presented nowadays with becoming and who do you want to be and becoming in spiritual sense, in professional sense, in any of those areas, becoming that person. Well, how do you become that person? You become that person through the actions that you do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So what we discovered is the way to become who you want to be is through doing activities on a daily basis, and we call that streaking, that gets you in that frame of mind. And basically, if you look back over your life and you say, you know what, I've done all of these things, that in essence defines who you are. which is what we talk about when we send this, is the ultimate you is really who you are, who you want to be. And as we look back in the year in review, when we started with the original Streaking app, which was really the beta test, February was the end of the beta testing, if you will, and into what we have today in the Streaking app. But prior to that, we were looking at, or we had an app that was okay, but it wasn't exactly accomplishing the purposes for which it needed to accomplish, which was giving you an easy way to mark your streaks so that you could then progress to who you want to be. Now, I'm going to give a couple other details here, but this is in reading this letter. What we also discovered is that if you want to really ramp up your success, invite your friends to start streaking with you. Streaking with friends is way better and a lot more fun. Why? Because you share and celebrate success together, and then we invite you to download the Streaking app. You can also set up a community, invite your friends to join you. You can challenge each other to a streaking competition, running, walking, reading, writing. Interesting little note in here, touching grass. That was a streak that was in the app for a while. I haven't seen anyone posting on touching grass for a while. But who can last the longest? Post and celebrate your progress with your friends. And then I have in parentheses, I invite you to join my community, OG Streakers, and challenge you to adopt the pick up at least one piece of trash every day. Let's see if we can streak it for 1,000 days. If you have any questions, please email me. This is my personal email, and this is my personal email. If you ever email it, Jeffrey at thestreakingapp.com. I also have Streaking Mastery, but Jeffrey at thestreakingapp.com. Then I will answer. And I've had several people email me, and we've started great dialogues back and forth. Or you can listen to the Streaking podcast, which this is, and obviously if you're listening to it on Spotify, Apple, Google, any of those places, or the platform of your choice. On the podcast, I tell stories, talk about current life events, and how streaking powers it all. And you know that because you're listening to this now. I hope you have much success as we have had using streaking to reach for and become who you want to be. Keep streaking, Jeff, co-author of Streaking. And then I give you an opt-out. For time to time, I'll send helpful information, streaking tips, and suggestions, as well as what's new in the Streaking app. If you'd rather not get these emails, please reply with unsubscribe in the subject line, and I will take you off the list. The reason I go into that is, in all actuality, of the 21,000 individuals plus that we've sent this to, only 1,000 have been asked to be unsubscribed. That's a huge subscription rate, and hopefully people are taking advantage of the emails that we send. Now, why go into all of this and talk about it? What technology has done for us is to give us a place to operationalize methodology. Things that we want to have stick can be operationalized through technology. The methodology of streaking is the methodology of making things stick. You go to a workshop, you read a book, you listen to a podcast, you watch a YouTube, something that motivates you, and you think, you know what, I got to start doing that. Usually people start in the physical realm. What streaking does is give you that ability. Now, here's what happens with streaking for a lot of people when they discover it and see it and understand it. It's like, okay, laughably simple thing, keep a record and then create a community. And how many days in a row can you do that? Oh man, this is exciting. This gets really exciting. What then happens is individuals set several streaks, 10 or 12 or 15. I've seen some that have started 20. When this started to happen, when we released the app in February and this started to happen, behind the scenes, we were talking about, okay, what can we do to encourage the behavior that will help you to strengthen your consecutive muscle before adding a whole bunch of streaks and thus having failure overall. And as we got to talking about it, we thought, you know what, we need to put a paywall in place so that it's not so easy to start 10 streaks or 12 streaks or 15 streaks. We're going to put the paywall in place. So in other words, you have to pay a little bit of cash. And we did that, and we got a little bit of pushback that people are like, oh, they make us pay for these streaks. I wanted to start this all together. I appreciate that. However, what we really wanted to do is slow you down so that you had the best opportunity for success to make things stick. Because a lot of people, and this is what I found in my own life, it took a while to get the consecutive muscle moving, or to get the consecutive muscle at a place where it could handle the weight of several streaks. When you don't have that consecutive muscle in place, it's not going to happen. And no matter what people say in regards to habits or anything else, until you get your consecutive muscle going, the strength to be able to do several streaks or several activities consistently every single day is not going to be there. The strength to be able to develop habits is not going to happen until you get your consecutive muscle going. When the purveyors of habits out there that say, that is the place to go, that is the thing to do, there's all kinds of books that are written on it. And, we get the story of 1% better. I'm going to be 1% better every day. I'm all for it. I think that's great. But guess what? It's not going to happen unless you get your consecutive muscle built and strong to be able to handle more of those behaviors that you want to have in your life. What we did, so now we've released the app in February. People really start using it. And we're advertising, saying that it's out there and available, and a lot of people start signing up for it. And as they start signing up for it, they list several streaks. And what we see are those people that have several streaks start falling off. They're not using the methodology to its full content. And what we believe, our premise is that they're not using it because they had too many streaks. It's just like trying to go out there and bench press 330 pounds. You've never been on a bench before. What we did is say, let's slow them down. Let's put a paywall in place. Now you may be asking, well, Jeff, if you put a paywall in place, is there some way that once I get my consecutive strength down, or my consecutive muscle, once it's strong enough, is there another way? Yeah, you can have up to 3 streaks without the paywall, but I'm going to give you one better. In the upcoming year, so in the next year, in 2024, what we have in production right now is a way for you, as you get your consecutive muscle going, to be able to then unlock unlimited streaks. So now you have either a way to pay for it, say I'm just going to pay for unlimited streaks, or you have a way to earn it. And the reason that we didn't start with the earn is a little bit more difficult. We had to come up with some of the rules that come around with setting up the earning of the streak. And that's for a lot of reasons. I mean, we are Streakin LLC is a for-profit company. It is something that we're trying, even though we're not making any money whatsoever right now. And we're not trying to capitalize on people, but what we are trying to do is get the money necessary so that Streakin can sustain itself, so that it's not a continual black hole of cash, but so that there is cash available to continue to build it and to lift it and to sustain the people that are making the Streakin app available to you and the Streakin methodology. We want to be able to sustain and build those people. There's a lot of power that comes from people being able to sustain their life through making something like this for you. That gives you a methodology or operational system that allows you to become who you want to be. That being said, put the paywall in place, and then in 2024, we're going to release a version that gives basically experience points, ranks, so you can rank up in Streakin. You'll get experience points that basically, as you streak and set streaks, those experience points will build. And as you get to a certain level of experience points, basically if you get to 2,000 experience points, that will then unlock unlimited streaks. Because what we found is, through the research, through studying the streaks, through looking at everything, that it takes that amount of experience. It's not going to be quick. To get those 2,000 experience points, there's going to be several things that you'll do, but this also takes advantage of the game situation, the gaming, what we feel inside of us as far as playing a game. Now, some of you may be like, I don't like playing a game at all. Actually, what I've found is everyone likes playing a game. The question is the motivation for playing the game. And if you go into gaming theory and look at gamers and what type of gamers there are, there's 4. I've talked about them before. I won't go into them now, but there's 4. And any one of those, what we're trying to do is be able to provide something for all 4 of those gaming types, which we have done with the way that ranks, milestones, and stickers work. You'll have a streaking rank, which you'll be able to attain through experience points. Then you'll also have streaks that will have milestones, and those milestones have bonus experience points. And then you'll have stickers, which are for specific events that happened in your streaking journey. All of this is to support each one of us in striving diligently to become who we want to be. Identifying that person will come at some point. Sometimes people start a streak just because they're like, wow, this is really cool and I want to do it. As they keep that streak going, what happens in the way actually that we wrote the book, in the middle of the book, it says, okay, now who do you want to be? You've been streaking for, X number of hundreds of days. Who is it that you want to be? What is it that you want to accomplish in life? Which is what now is supported in the Streaking app as well. The way that we talk about that is through B statements in the book. On the Streaking app, you can set up folders. Now, we put folders behind the paywall as well, because basically everyone starts out with 2 or 3 streaks. And then as they get going, you start to recognize that this can help me become who I want to be. You write a B statement, and then you start to set up folders. And the folders are the folders of it's becoming the whole person, the folder in my life. And that will remain behind the paywall. You won't attain a certain rank, and we may change that. I don't know right now, but right now that will be behind the paywall, and you'll set up folders. For example, one of my folders is family. I want to be a conscientious father who is actively involved in his children's life. And so I have a folder called family, and I have several streaks under that particular folder that are specific to becoming that type of father. So I am becoming that type of father every day. As I talk about this, I had the conversation with Whitney Johnson, and she and I talked about, Jamie was on that one as well. Jamie, Whitney, and I were talking about the B statement, and Whitney challenged us to say it's an I am statement. If you're running every day, aren't you a runner? If you are connecting with one child every day, aren't you a conscientious, involved father? And I go back and forth on that. I say yes sometimes, and I do write it as an I am statement, but I also write it as I want to be, because there's a progression in the journey. I have decided that that's the person I aim to be, the aspirational statement, the objective, but not the objective is not always attainable in the sense of arriving. And so the I am statement is a little bit presumptuous. Therefore, I shy away from it at times, and I just go back and forth. And I don't know if you do the same thing, where you go back and forth with the B statement. As I look at that, though, and going back to the app, the folder is the place where I can put inside of it. And I love that metaphor. I'm putting activities in this folder of this objective of who I want to be, and I'm going to do those activities daily. And the Streaking app becomes the journal of success of things that I've put into that folder. You know what? I've put into that folder for any number of days. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and pull my Streaking app out, because I want to just, so for example, marriage. I have 2 streaks under marriage: pray with Jamie at least one time every day, and read at least one verse of scripture with Jamie daily. The read at least one verse of scripture is at 1,511 days, and the pray with her is 44 days. We kind of missed, well, obviously 44 days ago we missed because we've had this streak for a while, and we reset the streak. But this is in the folder of marriage. This is what I want to dedicate to marriage for daily streaks. I also have a weekly streak on that as well. And that is to, spend one-on-one time with Jamie weekly. And then I also have write at least one letter weekly, which is also part of strengthening my marriage and family. That one's a little bit more family on the writing of the letter. But those folders help me to focus my activity on who I want to become. A physical folder. I want to be physically fit so that I can remain strong and go about doing good for all my life. So in order to do that, I have a set, or in the book we call it a stack. There's a stack of streaks that I have that stack up or are put in the folder of my physical streak, professional, spiritual, and so forth. Why do I go into all of this? Hopefully what this is doing as you listen to it is getting you to think about what are the folders of your life and what activities are you going to put in those folders, so that when you look back, you say, you know what? I've done all those things. I've had success in it, and I'm going to continue to do it until the day I die. Those are, by the way, lifelong streaks. There's some streaks that'll be time of life streaks where reading with your children will be the time of life that you're in, and that will end, and you'll retire that streak. But you'll have it always as a success activity in the folder of your life. You can then look at it and for yourself say, I've read for 3,475 days in a row to my children. And it's been one of the most rewarding things that I've had in my life. That's what it's all about, is you start to really get down to it. And so we put the app in that way. And maybe we will have it to where, as you get a little bit further along, you can earn the folders through the streaks that you do, through experience points. All of that in place. Now you start to go and we talk about streaking with friends. Remember, in that part of the letter, I was talking about streaking with friends. When you talk about streaking with friends, what we had to do in the app is find a way for you to easily be able to do that. So what did we do? Well, at first, we set up communities where you could make suggested streaks that people could come into your community and adopt. Adopt the streak, streaking together. That provides, if you adopt the streak out of the community and you have this community of people, you can now start to see who has adopted that streak, how many days they've been doing it, and have some fun posting to just that community. Because when you set up a community, invite people to it, and then start posting, only those who are in the community actually see the post. So in the feed, only those that are in that particular community see the post. So you can start to work within this private or public community, but it's only those in the community that see the post. That's kind of fun, because now you have a social media component that is a positive way to pursue who you want to be. And there's people out there that are pursuing the same course as you are in several different areas of their life. And therefore you can encourage one another and help one another. If you want to set up a family community, it's, you and your children, or your children want to set up a community with each other. You can do that in the Streaking app, and it's an activity-based community where you're doing something that's progressing you towards who you want to be. One of the things that we had a challenge with is, okay, you can invite people to your community. However, you have to know their username inside the app, which no one knows username inside the app. Number one problem. Number two problem, you had to be able to share the app with them somehow and get them into the community. We did not make that easy. And right now today, just to let you know, it's not easy yet. It's getting there. Okay, I promise you it's getting there. Here's what is easy now, though. And I just got to throw my hat off to the developers and to Talon, who designed all of this and put it together. What you can do now is start a streak and then invite others through text, through email. We give you a link that you can send out to people to say, hey, start streaking with me. Let's do this activity-based, or let's get this activity going and use this activity, this streak activity, to make ourselves more into who we want to be. That is now, and that's called deep linking. So you can send via text, invite someone to, for example, we have in our OG streaking community, like I said, the streak to pick up a piece of trash every day. I started that streak a little while ago. Let's see here. I might be almost on a year. Let me tell you where I'm at as far as that streak is concerned. I started that streak, so if I go to it, pick up or throw away at least one piece of trash every day, 371 days ago. So I'm past a year. Wow. I didn't realize it. Yeah, woo. So every time I go outside, I'm looking for a little piece of trash. And you've seen some of my posts on that when Jamie gives me a hard time about it, a fun hard time. But what you can do now is invite people to join you in that streak. And they then can download. And then what will happen is when they click on that link, if they don't have the app, it goes to the App Store, whether it be Google Play or the Apple App Store, you can download the Streaking app, and then it will ask you if you want to adopt that streak, and off and away you go. Or not. You may say maybe later. But it gets you now the opportunity to streak with friends, and this adds to your success. The Streaking app is the only social media self-improvement app on the market. And why is that important? Because this is not social media for entertainment's sake only. And believe me, I watch my fair share of social media and enjoy it. In fact, I use streaking to be able to curb what it is that I see in social media. One of my streaks is to search for an inspiring person, place, or thing every single day. Well, guess what? There's a lot of inspiring people, persons, places, and things that are in shorts or reels or whatever. And if you tune your algorithm to a point where you're getting that information, then you are inspired every day. And I get inspired every single day as I search for it. And I use the Streaking app to do that. It's positive self-improvement. I use the Streaking app in my profession all the time. It's kind of funny to say now. But to develop myself not only professionally, but also to reach out to others and to network with them and to build them and lift them, or to lift others in my family or any of those things. I use it to become the person I want to be. That's what we're doing with the app, is making it so that you can become the person you want to be. I've been recently watching a masterclass on how Bumble was put together. Now, I've never been on Bumble, didn't even know what it was until I watched this masterclass. However, I think it's pretty popular out there. I think it's, what is her name? Heard. Let me look at the masterclass real quick here. But who came up with the whole Bumble thing. She came out of Tinder, saw that there was a need to have something more positive. Whitney Wolfe Herd. Positive, and started to make this dating app and more of a relationship app called Bumble. And in one of the classes, or one of the segments of the class that I'm taking right now, she talks about developing your brand. What is the Streaking brand is what I'm thinking about. And the Streaking brand is the place for positive self-improvement with social media. It's a place where it's activity-based, and you get to share that activity. You get to post the proof on a regular basis. And why? Because it helps us, each one of us, become who we want to be. You don't have to post every day, but every once in a while, you post something and it inspires. I'll tell you, as I read through the posts in the Streaking app, I get inspired all the time. And I appreciate everyone who posts. It's just so positive to see. I've gone on and on with a little bit of the year in review. What I did with the year in review is I took you through the progress that we've made in the Streaking app, Streaking methodology. There is so much more to come. There are so many neat, wonderful things that are going to be coming forward. For example, we have challenge streaks that are going to come. What challenge streaks are is you'll be able to put a challenge streak, and we're going to give you one challenge streak in front of the paywall and then multiple unlimited challenges behind the paywall. And there's reasons for that I'm not going to get into right now, but good reasons, so that it, because you can make 1,000 challenges all at once and again overload the consecutive muscle, which you don't want to do. So one challenge in front of the paywall, and you can invite 15 people to this challenge streak. And the challenge, let's just use the pick up a piece of trash. You could set it as a public challenge or a private challenge, which you would invite people to. The public challenge, you'd post it and it'd be on the Streaking app, and people could see, hey, we got a public challenge that's going to start on whatever date. Once that challenge starts, there's going to be one of two modes that it could be in. One is last person standing. So that's, continue the streak for as long as possible. The second is whoever completes the streak, it's a number of days that the streak is going to last. So 30, 60, 90 days. One thing that Jamie said about that, she's a little worried about, and I'm right there with her, is that you'll set the streak so difficultly hard. I don't know. You'll put the difficulty level on the streak at such a high level that you really won't catch what streaking is about. However, we also recognize that some people want to use streaking to take a step up. Therefore, it's like, you know what? Can we complete in 90 days this difficult thing, 10 push-ups a day for 90 days? Whoever can complete that, you win. And we hope that people will use it for not only the physical challenges, but for spiritual, emotional, intellectual, family, whatever challenges. Set it up, have some fun, do the challenge. It's going to be really neat. So that's coming in 2024. A lot of great things coming in 2024 to support you in your journey. Now, what I would ask of you as we provide all of this is that you use it to become who you want to be and invite others to do the same. We're going to continue to be here. We're going to continue to invest in this because we believe of the good that it will do for you and for everyone in the world. As you look at our Streaking mission statement, which we have made, the Streaking mission statement says this, and I'm getting it right now, pulling it up. Streaking mission statement. Here it comes. Or not. You know, sometimes when you want to find something quickly, have you found that it's like difficult to come up with quickly? It's like, could we please get it just fast for 1 minute? All right, let's just get this right here. Those are all in the notes. Streaking mission statement. You know, you'd think that I'd have it just right available because I do use it quite a bit. Mission and vision. How about that one? Let's try that. Okay. Well, I actually wrote a little bit on it, but the mission of Streaking is, LLC, is to inspire all people everywhere to improve and celebrate their life, others' lives, and the world around them. I actually wrote an article on this. We're going way too long on this podcast already, so I won't read this. But what I will do is say to you this. If you believe in that mission to inspire people everywhere to improve and celebrate their life, others' lives, and the world around them, share Streaking. Let's do this together. Whew, that's a lot on the Streaking app and the Year in Review. Thank you so much for listening. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And until we talk again, keep streaking.